Hello, Daisy Cakes. This is Daisy X Machina, the drag queen detective who investigates all things speculative in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. And this is a Get Ready With Me where I get into drag makeups to film a video later today. Oh, we have a conversation going. We have John here. Yay. Thank you, John, for coming. Lori's here. Yay. Lynette's here. All righty. Full house. Oh, and we have Frank. Okay, guys. So, as usual, how was your reading going this week? I I decided to DNF Ocean Skidori. Just wasn't happening, and I was like 50% in. But anyway, so I did a middle grade book, We Dream of Space, which was very good but very emotional type, and it wasn't speculative at all. And then, of course, I jumped into Flavia Duluth, which you guys introduced me to. And I forgot the title of this one, but it's the ninth book, number 9. And you know what's crazy about Flavia? I'm about halfway through this one. She's, I thought, I have a hard time like picking of her age. Like even when I first started, I always pictured her like around 14 or something. But apparently she started off as 10 years old. And we've been through 9 murders. This is the 9th murder. So I figured, okay, now she must be 14, but she's only 12. So it's kind of crazy how slow the timeline is among these books. I guess he just doesn't want her to grow older. And this one's called The Graves of Fine and Private Place. But anyway, as usual, excellent writing, and I'm having so much fun reading it. It's not speculative. It's a, I guess, cozy murder mystery. And I have this, a new top for makeup that it's like $5 from Temu or something, but I really like it. Anyway, Mooney is here, yay! Still reading The Legend of Deathwalker. Finished La Tienda Secreta and The Secret Diaries, DNF'd one by Maggie O'Farrell. Can't even remember the name. Reading Crime by Karen Slaughter. I've never heard of that one. I'm doing good, Mooney. Finished 2 books. The 3rd book in the Martian Invasion series I am reading, and also Around the World in 80 Birds. Not 80 days. I thought we were on Vern. It's Blood Red Daisy. Well, I don't want to do a red makeup, so I was thinking about pink. Okay. So, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do blue with a pink lid. That's what I'll do. Because I've done that before and I kind of like it. Oh, my eyebrows are lower. I don't know. When I've been doing my makeup lately, I like started like the eyebrows were real high and then I dropped them down and then they've been working their way up again. So I dropped them down today and they're too low. So I need to find a middle ground. But anyway. Who was Karen S? Did I miss something? A horror, or I thought it was horror queen, horror queer short stories. I think this, you know what? I agree. Although the ending didn't quite make sense, I kind of figured out what was going on. But this week's Doctor Who, 73 yards was really, really good. I definitely for me, the best of the season. Um, the best episode ever. I don't know about that, but it's if you like Doctor Who or been on the fence, this one is really good. And last week's was good too, except it was last week, boom, the doctor basically like stood on a landmine for what, 90% of the show. And that was kind of a bummer because there was no movement. You're just like, it's like a one act play. It's just like, anyway, but 73 yards, two thumbs up, favorite of the season, favorite in a long time, actually. And I hope to see more like that. Okay, let's start. Let's start. I need to, I don't know why I'm in a hurry, but. So I finally finished my list, or two lists, list of 100 science fiction authors. I don't know what I'm going to call the list. The top 100 science fiction authors, or yeah, I'll just say top. I was going to say that you must read or something clickbaity, but for me, my top 100 authors of science fiction and my top 100 authors of fantasy. And I made sure that there were no overlaps because, you know, a lot of these authors write both in science fiction or fantasy. So if I put it on the fantasy list, it's not on the science fiction list and vice versa. So it's 200 authors. And my idea is to do 10 authors an episode because I'm not going to do a 2-hour video because, you know, you want to talk about the authors. I'm just not going to sit there and name them. But so today I'm going to film the first 10. I'm just going to do it in alphabetical order. Okay, let me get a. And I really like this because I think I could do like maybe I can film more than one a week because I mean, at my age, filming more than one video is a little tough. Okay. My wife and I watched a movie in which one of the characters was in a coma and came to after someone was reading one of his favorite books. But what books would you like someone to read to you? Hmm. Well, I mean, classically it would be like the Lord of the Rings or Chronicles of Narnia, just because of the nostalgia factor, and they're my favorite books, and there's just something about them. But that's I like that premise, and I like the question. In Search of Lost Time or Name of the Rose. Interesting. Have you read all In Search of Lost Time? I haven't read any of them. If I'm in a coma, I would like to hear The Hearing Trumpet or Plot On Sleepless Giant. They are comfort reads for me and hopefully would be for the person reading to me. Had to read Swan's Way in college. Thought I'd go mad before I finished. Oh yeah, the Monkey Robot books. Okay, so I have a shape down. I'm gonna. Coming up with a list of 100 science fiction authors and fantasy authors was interesting because it was really easy to come up with 50. I mean, I didn't even have to look anything up. I would just, think back and start listing authors I remember, books I liked, and picking the authors. But then the next 50 was a little of a struggle. But of course, after you pick like 100, then you start thinking about new ones. You think, oh, I forgot so and so, I forgot so and so. Then you have to say, well, should I cross someone off or leave someone on? And I wanted a mix of um, modern and or maybe some classics and but of course it's just my reading experience, not and I haven't read every book in a science fiction or fantasy book ever. Like Lori, not Lori, I'm sorry, Lynette just posted a comment. Mythago Wood by Holdstock. And I had to look it up because I remember the name, but I don't think I've ever read it. But I know enough that it's considered considered a really good book. And I'm like, oh man, maybe I should read that before before I make the list, or maybe I should include it. But then I would never make finish the list. And for your sneak preview, since I'm doing it alphabetically, the one I'm going to hopefully film today is from Adams to Bester. And it's probably easy to figure out those two. Of course, I want to talk about the authors more than just, a list. So it's interesting looking some of these authors up and what interesting lives they've led. I mean, I could definitely do a 10 facts of Alfred Bester. Thought your video this week was interesting. Not a good list of books at all. It was so weird. But looking up the author of the what was it, 25 best fantasy books, and she did. I was like 25. I thought it was just 20 because the science fiction list was 20 books. So I guess she reads more fantasy than science fiction. But all her fantasy was mostly contemporary and I had no idea, but I think she does like book club for Good Housekeeping type books. So it's a gorgeous day in the middle of afternoon. Yay, Lori. Oh, I have decided to divide my list into two, fiction and nonfiction, 50 of each. Very good. Oh, by the way, Lynette, speaking of good, gorgeous days, I've been walking a lot lately because my doctor said I've been too sedentary, which apparently isn't great for you. But I've really been enjoying walking, and I know you've been walking, but it's getting, because I live in Las Vegas, June is getting really hot. So either I'm going to have to go like really early in the morning or I don't know what I'm going to do, but I've been proud of myself. I've been walking. I think I've been averaging like 3 miles a day. And that's like 8,000 steps, 6,000 steps. I don't know. I think steps are a silly way. Miles, like I can understand miles. But yeah, I've been walking. Spring and summer are a lot more bearable than winter. Well, Minnesota has a little bit of humidity, doesn't it? Gets hot and humid in the summer sometimes, but spring and autumn are great. Yeah, the humidity is what kills you. Reading a lot more nonfiction now than fiction. Very nice. Fiction's got a little predictable. Oh, thank you, Lori. Thanks, the blue. When I was single, I'd be reading 2 books a day. Now it's taking me to read. Take you what? A day or a week or? Mythago Wood is about a small wood in which beings from mythology exist. A man comes back from the war to find his brother obsessed with the wood, just like his father had been. Oh, interesting. Sounds very literary. You should stay single. Bigger on the inside, like the TARDIS. I love walking. Can't at the moment with a pulled ligament. Oh, that sucks. Have to walk sometimes, have license, but no car. Oh, I walk about 50 kilometers a week, 30 miles a week. Well, that's, see, if I do average 3 miles a day, that's, do I do 20 miles? I'm rounding it to 20 miles a week. Very good, though. Okay, so as much as I liked the new Doctor Who this week, and it was a pretty much a companion episode. You didn't really see much of the Doctor. I'm still kind of on the fence with Ruby Sunday. I mean, she's fine. She's a perfectly fine companion. Just for me, doesn't have that something extra that the companions I really like have. But I am curious about the snow and the mysterious woman. When my wife was in the hospital, I was walking 6 miles a day. Yeah, when I say I average 3 miles a day, that doesn't mean I walk every day. Because some days I don't walk at all. Like today, I'm not going to do any walking. But some days I'd walk like 5 miles, and that's tough on me. My feet start hurting. I think I might have to invest in better shoes. I know it's a big adjustment, John. A friend who walked or biked everywhere every day shattered his ankle 2 months ago. Cannot put any weight on it. Oh, that sucks. Don't you ever get bored doing it? Does it give you time to think? Well, I've been listening to like podcasts, and if I'm going to the gym, I've been getting these not audiobooks, these radio plays, Doctor Who radio plays from Big Finish productions that my library can let me download, which is, I think they're too expensive to buy, but they're free for the library, and I've really been enjoying those. So I always think on my feet. Pacing while thinking drives my wife crazy. Some girl on a bike got run over in a hit and run here. Yipes. That's why you won't get another bike. Ew. I don't think Ruby's what she seems. I think she might be part of the simulation or else the daughter of one of the gods. She does not know it though. That's interesting. Yeah, House of the Dragon, that should be great. I love that series. I love the first season. Pacing can drive other people crazy, especially your bosses if you do it at work. We're seeing House on Hulu, but now it's on Max. I think it's always been on Max. Okay, so let's put on some eyeliner. Okay, so just putting on the outline. Some people think that Ruby might be Susan's daughter, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think I mentioned it last week, but I don't understand when the doctor last week said, was it last week? Yeah. No. During the Devil's Court with Jinx Monsoon, that, oh, just over there, I exist in a different incarnation with my granddaughter. But I thought the Time Wars took all the Time Lords out of all the timelines except for the Doctor and the Master. Otherwise, he can visit other Time Lords all the time just by going to a time period where before the Time War started. So okay, so But of course, whenever you deal with paradoxes, you just have to hold your breath and just go with whatever the author is trying to do. It's just for me personally, or for any reader personally, it's just how much can they stretch or push things before it breaks your suspension of disbelief. Maybe Susan was spared because she was with the doctor. You can't erase her without erasing the doctor. The House of the Dragon is on binge in Australia. Oh, nice. Have you eaten an emu or ostrich? I think I've had ostrich for, I don't know why, but a Time Lord cannot meet a past or future incarnation unless controlled by Gallifrey. Since they are Cybermen, now they can't. That's not true. Because the Doctor is definitely meeting himself several times, and I don't think without permission of Gallifrey. Okay. So I wanted to do pink, but I think I need to ombre it to dark red. I've eaten far more than emu. I've eaten crocodile. I've eaten crocodile too. Never crocodile. As happened in recent shows, I'm not sure that is because the Doctor is from a different universe or the BBC is lacking continuity. Well, I think it's a continuity issue because they do have like different showrunners through the ages. Keep running stupid as on TV, an insurance company with an emu here. That's not funny. I've also eaten mutton bird, which is mainly only eaten in Tasmania. Never heard of it. Only indigenous people are allowed to harvest mutton birds. Millions of roos over there. Are they on reservations like the U.S.? That's a good question. I have no idea of the indigenous people in the down under continents have reservations. I mean the people, not the birds. Did you say you have any tattoos? Like, what? I don't think Lynette's ever said that. A failed 19th bill put before Parliament wanted to put Scots and Welsh into reservations. I've never heard of that. No Aboriginal reserves in Tasmania. They are on the mainland. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to see what foils I can do. Okay, I do have a pink foil. And by that, just mean one of these. I mean, it's better to put these on with your fingers. I'm not very dexterous. Okay. Mudbirds are short-tailed shearwaters, a seabird. 18 million of them arrive in Tasmania each year to breed. Oh, interesting. Let's be a birder. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, so it's the blue with the pink. I've done this before, but um, let's see, I need some water because it's time for the chroma cake. Okay. Yeah, I can't really talk when I do this part of the makeup. Yeah, some parts you really need to concentrate on. Yeah, I think we're okay. Okay. Thank you, Crow. John Crow. About 200,000 chicks are harvested each year. I've eaten mutton. Didn't like it. I haven't eaten red meat actually in a long time, like over 30 years. Saw a vid how they treat little chickens in slaughter. They actually grind them alive. Ay, ay, ay. Didn't like mutton bird. Eaten a lot of chicken and I'm very tired of it. I eat regular chicken 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, I do too. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat mammals. So no pigs or cows or kangaroo. But I eat fish and poultry. And I guess reptiles. Um, okay. Under eyes. I guess I should continue with blue. Okay, I think we're about done with the eyes. Okay, I think we're done. Jeez Louise. Oh, see you later, Lori. Thank you for joining us. Kanaka vegetarian. I was vegetarian for a while. Did you used to eat a lot of steak, but that was when I still had actual teeth. Prefer lamb, fish, chicken before pork and beef. Eat red meat about twice a week and seafood twice a week. Sounds very balanced. Vegan would be even worse. I love eggs and cheese. Vegan is hard. A lot of Indian style vegetarian meals back in Scotland. Eggs and cheese are good. There are some vegan options. I was actually, because I hadn't eaten red meat for a long time, Dennis decided to join me. Then he decided to go vegetarian. Then he decided to go vegan. So for about a year, we were vegan. And I was vegan simply because he was. Because I'm fine with dairy and eggs. You know, some vegans really don't do anything an animal touched, like honey. But I didn't see anything wrong with honey even when I was vegan. But to each their own. I think I'm done the eyes. Okay, let's do the lips. Or wear a leather. Yeah, that's the other thing. Okay, I'm going to try this pencil again. I wish I could use pencils. They just get so messy. Yeah, it's not really working. Okay. I don't know why I have such hard times with the lips. Okay. So the goal is for pink lipstick. Doesn't really look pink. Okay, that might have been a mistake. Well, hopefully that will film okay, because that's all that's important anyway. Okay, that took way too long. The origin of your groceries. How are those bees doing now, John? Secret life of groceries. The plants found in British hedgerows were once part of the local diet. You know what's weird? It's in some like really old recipes from like the 1700s, they have dormice in the recipe. They had, I guess they were eating mice. Have a restricted diet. Well, thank you, Frank. Diabetic, pre-diabetic. Let's keep it that way. I'm reading Secret Life books this year. I will probably read Secret Life of Lobsters. What about Red Lobster? Secret Life of Bats. Oh, I did hear something about Red Lobster. Didn't they like almost go out of business because of their all you can eat shrimp or something like that? Okay. Um, Eyelashes. This will make the look come together, theoretically. Yeah, I think I've never really been into those nature books, but I remember when I was young, I used to like, what's it, The Wild Kingdom? And they had this, oh God, I forget the name of the guy. Maybe you guys do. The Mutual of Omaha guy. He was like this little old, not old, but he was well, kind of old, with white hair and a little mustache. And I remember one episode, he was talking about like some type of boa constrictor. So he had a boa constrictor that he was holding, I guess, as an exhibition, and this boa started getting the best of him. It's like, are we watching this guy getting strangled by a boa constrictor on live TV? And I guess you guys down under had Steve Irwin. That was a freaky, weird accident. Because I was in the Cayman Islands where they have a place called Stingray City, which are fairly shallow waters. But it's filled with manta rays. And you just like go there and they give you shrimp and and they eat out of your hands. I guess I've just been domesticated after all the tourists have been feeding them, but yeah, to get stung by one and die, and when tourists like flock to these places and there's like they're feeding out of your hands, it's weird to think that that's how an expert Steve Irwin passed away. Okay. It's they're bankrupt because of shrimp promotion. That's Red Lobster. Secret Life of Dust. I've heard like a lot of dust, it's just like human skin. Meat is not included in all you can eat promotions. You get to eat all the sides. That's what oh, what's the place? No, it's all you can eat, but it's like pasta and bread. But I mean, you fill up on that stuff so fast. um, anyway. Oh, you watched the boa constrictor video. Okay, so yeah, I should look that up on YouTube because I remember seeing it as a kid, but I don't remember the year. Okay, we went through this fast. By this I mean the makeup. I don't know if I like these lips. I did not like Steve Irwin, but yes, a freak accident. He might have lived if he had pulled out the barb. I remember when we were feeding the stingrays at Stingray City, they were like warning us about how to handle the stingrays. But I remember feeding one and it like took my finger. It's like because I was feeding it some shrimp and my finger went into its mouth. It was really weird. But I was like, it's can it bite my finger off? I don't think it can. I remember an elephant running wild in the Blue Peter studio in the late 60s or early 70s. Oh, thank you, John. Okay, so I did grab, since I'm going to be putting on a lace front, I did grab this. Because I don't like gluing them down, and this will grab the wig. Just keeping a pink theme. Oops. And for the wig, I haven't done my black or brunette wig in a while. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay. And putting on some gloves. Yeah, I remember the Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom would come on either, no, I think it was after Disney. It was like a real family. It was on Sunday nights. And it was Wonderful World of Disney, and then, or was it the other way around? Whatever. Okay, so this is the final look that we ended up with. We're doing brunette today, and we have pink lids and blue eyeshadow. And I like it. I think it's turned out okay. I should get more of these. I like these because they're really cheap. And I like the patterns. Okay, anyway. I have another one. I got two of them. I got this one and one that's sort of like gold yellow. Okay, and later on today, I'll be filming the first video of my top 100 science fiction authors. And it's the top 100 for me, because I'm sure I'm missing a lot that you may want or whatever. But I'm going to be doing 10 at a time. And today it's from Adams to Bester. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me. I'll be here again next week. Oops. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And as usual, may all the books you read be blessed.